So with that said, welcome everybody to the Fang Real Estate Show. We do this every Sunday at 11 Central Time for all of you guys, for everybody. Um, and so welcome to the show. If you can, again, like, share, comment below. With that said, why don't you introduce yourself? Yeah, and just like a 30-second intro, and we'll get started.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. My name is Yia Hang. So right now I'm currently we just moved to Florida about 2 months ago, and I've been in real estate for 4.5 years now. Did just some fix and flip, did some have some rentals and stuff like that. I'm also a real estate agent in Minnesota and right now in um, Florida as well too. So it's good to be here. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, especially on your Sundays. And you're enjoying the sun down there. So,
Oh yeah, it's nice. So this is my buddy's backyard here.
uh,
We got every day we come here to look at the sunset and stuff like that over the pond.
yeah,
And the weather right now is about 76 degrees. Um, we're gonna go over to the beach today after this interview here. The beach is about 13 minutes away from here,
yeah.
so yeah,
You
it's
know,
nice.
you left very nice weather up here too. It's about 32 degrees right now. It's still double digits.
Yeah, see the coldest that we experienced out here is about maybe 56 degrees at night now.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, um, we kind of acclimated to the weather now.
Yeah,
So being 56 degrees is actually pretty cold for us
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
But coming from Minnesota, that's like perfect weather to wear shorts, right?
Exactly.
So down here, a lot of people actually turn on the heat.
Yeah.
We
So
good.
yeah, that's good. So I met you. I met you about I think like 3 or 4 years ago. So when I met you, you were just I think you had just left your 9 to 5 job, or
Yeah,
you left it for like a few years.
yeah.
When I first met you. So what were you doing before real estate?
So
Like what job was that?
I was working as a human resource supervisor at United Health Group, which is the mother company of United Healthcare and
Hmm.
Optum. So I was at corporate office, and we would take in like phone calls and stuff like that, and pretty much anything HR related. We handle that.
Yeah. So I thought HR don't do anything. So why did you leave your job to
Yeah, I
do
didn't do
real estate?
anything. I literally like was in the office conducting my own business. So at
Uh-huh.
the time I was doing three jobs. I was selling life insurance, I
Uh,
was selling real estate and doing some investments, and then I was also working at the time.
yeah.
So um pretty much as a single guy. I mean, I was dating my girlfriend, which is my wife now at the time. Um, I would get up at 6:30, leave by 6:45, go to my job, get off at 3:30, come back home. Sometimes I don't even come home. I just go straight because that's all the way
Yeah.
in Hopkins, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Come
far.
straight to St. Paul,
Hmm.
and I would just do work until like, you know, 8, 9 at night, and then
Yeah,
just go back. And that repeats until the weekends, which I spent like the whole day over here, like 9 o'clock until like 9,
yeah.
and then go back. So that was my routine for about 2, 3 years.
Okay.
Um,
So then, why did
yeah,
you why did you even start real estate to begin with? Because you could have just stayed at your work at your HR job and not do real estate on the side. Like, well, how
yeah,
did you even get into real estate? What was that?
yeah. It's with a lot of like other real estate investors. I started out reading a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that,
That book ruins lives.
yeah, in a good way, it
Yeah,
did.
yeah, in a good way. Yeah,
It put the mentality or the mindset in me that shoot, I don't want to work, right? And
yeah,
so for me, I never want to work. I don't want to work for people. I don't like to be boss around, right? I like to be
yeah,
my own boss and whatnot. So it took me a while to get into that. Until like one of my buddies, he's like, hey, I let's have lunch. And funny thing was like I thought he was gonna sell me life insurance, but this was before I started life insurance.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he was like, hey, won't you come have lunch? So we started talking, and he was like, yeah, I have this broker that actually knows what wholesaling is, and he taught us how to go door knocking and so on
Mhm.
and so forth. So I went and met up with my broker in Creative Results,
Uh-huh.
and we spoke the same language. So the same week, I went and signed up for my classes to get my license. So
Yeah.
for a time being, I was doing both real estate, insurance, and working. So why did I get into real estate? It
Yeah.
was just because I want the freedom.
Yeah.
I see that a lot of people make it through real estate, um, and if you just work hard enough, you'll make it, right? It's like, geez, I don't have college degree or anything. How am I gonna make it, right? So
So
that was the
so
only way to.
okay. So then why did you go into that real estate agent? Because that's like another sales position, right?
Yeah.
So why did you take that route and not like not like those workshop that like you can make money with doing absolutely nothing.
Funny thing you said, I actually took one of those Robert Kiyosaki
Uh-huh.
workshops, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it was just $500. I say, hey, if you buy right now, sign up right now, it's only $500, 50% off.
Yeah.
So I signed up, and they say that, hey, if you sign up, Robert Kiyosaki is going to be at this seminar.
Yeah.
So I signed up hoping to see him, but never saw him.
He
It was
doesn't
like
show.
a,
Yeah.
a 2-day weekend, and I got a ton of materials, right, which I never read. And for me at the time, I didn't. I guess in a way I knew, but I didn't know.
Mhm.
The reason why I got my license was because if I don't understand how a transaction works from beginning to end, how am I ever gonna do one of these wholesale deals, right?
Yeah.
How if I don't understand how to read a contract, if I don't have the relationship with the lenders, the home inspectors, contractors, and title company especially, how am I gonna be able to flip a contract, right?
Mhm.
I have no idea about that. But at the same time too, I was willing to pay people to help me and teach me how to do these, right?
Yeah.
Um, and joining this company was the best thing because they do it all. Like
Yeah.
like and I'm still currently with Creative Results, and we do that. Is that we go through different stages of where you are. So if you're new, yeah, you got to understand how to do transactions first,
Yeah.
and then once you done that, then you'll get training on how to do wholesales. If you find a flip deal, you can partner with someone and they can teach you how to do all that.
Yeah.
So that was my route that I took. Yeah, it costs money, which my thing is, um, education costs money, right?
Yeah.
The same
Yeah.
thing is like you go into college, it costs you a lot of money, right, just to get a job or a degree.
Yeah.
Same thing. So I pay for my education. I thought it was well worth every single penny of it. So that's
Uh-huh.
that's why I took the route that I did.
Yeah. You know, you actually inspired me to take my to go get my license because
Nice.
yeah,
That's awesome.
for the longest time I had this mentality of like, oh, I don't want to be an agent because it's just a sales position. It's not investing. And then I saw you, I was like, I realized all the best agents are actually investors. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was looking at the agents that were not good agents, and I was using that as a blanket statement for all real estate agents. But I
Uh,
realized like that a lot of like good real estate agents they're investors also, right? Because they know
yeah.
the product already. They're they're one of the guys that are out there to get first in line for most of the deals.
Right.
So they took those most of those deals already as well. So anyways, when I met you, I was like, oh yeah, I could become an agent. I could be like yeah.
That's good to know. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and how did things turn out for you? I mean, did you understand like the processes? Do you understand, the deals are easier to come by, easier
Yeah.
to work with?
Actually, I kind of understood the process beforehand already because it
Okay.
took me a long time to study. because it took me like 8 years before I started investing and buying my
Mm,
own. So I've been, researching, studying for that long. But what the license did for me was it kind of gave me credibility. It also gave me like confidence with my broker backing me up. That if I have issues, I could run to, because he sort of serves as like your mentor, right? I mean, I'm
right,
sure you feel the same way about your broker.
right,
Um, and so you just have that, and then you can build your network from there too. So that it helped a lot with my investment. So
right, right. And that's exactly why I advocate for it. People like, hey, I want to invest in real estate. I was like, the first thing you do is just spend $1,000 and get your license.
yeah, yeah,
Because that's, if you join the right firm, depending on who you are, you're gonna have more a higher chance of success
yeah,
versus where you just start on your own, and you can actually start taking action.
yeah. So we know you're an agent. You also invest in real estate. What does your portfolio look like before you left to Florida?
So when we
Because I know I think, did you sell all of them before you leave,
no
or
no
you?
we so at one point, so a little bit backstory was, when I did full time, it's not always like constant money, right? As a
Yeah,
realtor, so my goal was to overcome that. To like, okay, how do I do this where I don't have to worry about a monthly income? So what I did was 2017, I started buying these rental properties.
mm,
So this way, my rental income will cover all my expenses and plus more. So I have the money spent. So I even if I don't make a paycheck or make a closing with
yeah,
commissions, I'll still be able to be okay.
yeah.
Right. So that's what I did, and I bought um, 5 properties as rentals.
Hmm.
So 2 duplexes and 4 single family homes, 3 single family homes, and so total 7 units, which
Yeah,
at the time, um, it gives me enough income to cover all my expenses plus some spending money. So
yeah.
I did that. Now before I left, we sold off our primary home. We still have the flip that we were working on, and we sold one of the duplexes. So right now
Hmm.
I still have four properties
Oh, okay.
that once spring comes, I'm going to come back up
Yeah.
and fix them up and put them on the market.
Okay. And then I think you recently just bought something in Florida too, right?
Yeah. So we put an offer in one. After inspection, we backed out, but now we're looking to close on the second one that we put in.
Okay.
So
Okay.
a lot of things I learned down here is that because we're in a state where there's a lot of hurricanes,
Uh-huh.
insurance company is pretty tough down here too. So your windows have to be
Hurricane proof, huh?
hurricane proof and such. If you want to get lower insurance, there's a certain way that the roof has to be attached to the frame and stuff like that for you to get
Uh-huh.
some credit and so on and so forth. So a lot of learning stuff down here, but the transaction or the process is pretty much the same. There's
Okay.
termites that you have to look out for.
Uh,
Pretty much every house will have termites.
yeah, yeah.
You got to know the different type of termites and so on and so forth. So
Wow.
yeah, we're working on that one. Hopefully to close next week or the week after.
Okay.
Um,
All right, let's take a step back to Minnesota where we're at then. What
yeah,
was your Do you remember what was your first deal that was your first real estate investment deal?
yeah. So my first deal was I got it off of Craigslist.
Uh-huh.
Right, my very first one. It was at the time, it was a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, um, 1 car garage in St. Paul, and I
Uh-huh.
still have that as my rental property right now.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Hey, maybe
so
my brother could buy it. He's been looking for he's a single guy, so maybe we'll
oh
talk afterwards.
yeah, right now it's a we went in and did some renovation.
Uh-huh.
Right now it's a 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 1 car.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's still a smaller home. Um,
Yeah.
with central area and stuff. So anyway,
Yeah.
I got it from Craigslist. This is right when I joined uh, Creative Results.
Uh-huh.
And luckily, I did that because then, my broker Steven was able to walk me through the whole process on how to
Yeah.
do that. I actually purchased it with cash because I had to borrow the money from my parents to help me out.
Uh-huh.
So I
So
bought that
uh-huh.
um,
So
after
so how much did you buy it for?
45.
45K.
Yeah,
When was this? Man, you can't
2015.
uh
It was like,
2015 you still got 45?
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
wholesale deal.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, you can't find anything $45,000 now.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So did you have to I mean you bought it cash. I'm assuming you have to kind of fix it up and things too, right?
Sort of, not really. We went in, did some patching. And again, having my broker now with Creative Results, we have two owners, right?
Yeah.
Stephen and Billy.
Yeah.
So when you have two of those guys mentoring you, you get different ideas from one another. So basically, Billy came in and helped me. Like, hey man, if you remove this wall, this
Yeah.
is before I know anything about construction.
Yeah.
You remove this wall, block this door off, put the door over here. There you go. You got a better. So I did exactly just that. So what I did was I added a bedroom. So now it becomes I think it's I forgot it was a two. I think it was just a 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
And so we were able to refinance it out, right, and pull out all my cash back. So I got all my money back, and I got this house basically for free.
So how much
So
did you put to kind of do those touch ups,
I think it's like
patches?
1,500 or $2,000. I hired a guy to do it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he it was a handyman that did it, so did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
Uh,
that I think sometimes people get scared and they think they have to. Like my first property, I just YouTube the thing to
yeah,
like learn how to patch and stuff. But in your case, you didn't even do that. You just hired someone to kind of take care of some
yeah,
of those
it's
issues.
good to have connections,
Yeah,
because I may not know all the contractors, but
yeah,
someone I know will know someone else, right?
yeah.
So that's how I got the guys to come in and start working on it.
Okay.
And you know, I lost the guy's number, but he was a good working guy. So
Oh,
over the years, it's good to like network. Like,
yeah.
I see these networking events that you go to.
Mhm.
It's good to do that where you know people and people are just willing to help you out too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's basically it. I mean, uh, it, the best way is to do it yourself, so you understand how much it costs
Uh
or how
huh.
much time you put into it. So then when people pay you to do it, you understand like, okay, this guy is not ripping me off and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're able to you pay all cash with your parents' money, so it's not
Right,
yours.
right,
And then after that, you refi out, you gave the money back to your parents, and then you
right.
just have this property that now cash flows.
Yep.
At this point, did you move into it, or are you still living with your parents at this time?
I actually rented out. Well, actually, no, it sat there vacant for a while.
Uh huh.
So my strategy is this: one, I was gonna flip it as a wholesale, right, or fix it up and flip it. I could
Uh
do
huh.
that.
Yeah.
Two, if that doesn't work out, I could go and live in there.
Uh
You
huh.
know, I did that. I went and lived there for a few months,
Uh
and
huh.
then I rented it out.
Yeah.
So every house that I buy now, I typically have like 3 exit strategies.
Uh huh.
One, rent it out. Two, can I sell it? Three, can I live in it? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did all that with that one.
Okay. And then you say you still own that. How much is it renting for now, right? Renting for now.
Right now I think it's like 1050 or something like
Yeah.
that. My mortgage payment is only like $400.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah,
That's a nice return. I mean,
yeah, it's
especially if you
performs
don't,
really well.
especially if you don't have money, you
Yeah,
refi your money out already.
yeah,
So,
and the good thing about that is, I screen my tenants really well.
uh-huh,
So the folks that put in there are very responsible
yeah,
in terms of paying rent and stuff like that. They will
okay,
only call me if something breaks.
yeah,
So I think for the last 2.5 years, I probably have to fix probably like 2 or 3 things in that house.
yeah, okay.
So
Oh, that's nice. So, would you? Yeah, I've been following you and half stalking. So, so how? I noticed that you make some like big decisions since I know you. I mean, you made like a big decision to leave your W-2. I think that's scary for a lot of people.
Mhm.
Um, how did you come to that decision? And then later we talk about some other big decisions that you make. Like,
Yeah.
I,
So um, when I was working my job, I for the first 2 years, I think I was like top probably like 5 people in our department,
uh-huh.
and it turned out my raise was only 50 cents, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And so again, at the time I was doing insurance and I was doing real estate. So I was making a lot of money from both insurance and real estate. And funny thing was, within like a month or so, I was making, geez, like more than half of what I would make in a whole year
yeah.
working at a job.
Uh-huh.
So knowing that I make that much, right? And
Yeah.
knowing that I have a pipeline of deals that are still coming,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be at least like 10, 15 grand.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I could live off of like, $45,000 a whole year.
Yeah.
So at that again, on top of that, I got a big raise, 50 cents raise. So working
Yeah,
so
that's a
hard
lot,
over the
man.
year.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, screw this. So
I think we lost you for a bit. Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
and I was saying like, if I can do this full time
Yeah.
and focus 100% on what I do, because at the time I was just doing, you know,
Yeah. Part
half
time.
and half.
Yeah.
So that's why that day when I quit, well, I put in my 2 weeks, and then when I walked out, I had that what you call it, that video of me walking
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
filming,
Yeah. Yeah. I saw
and
that.
uh, the two reasons I did that. One is to kind of like let people know that I will never go back to a job, because it's kind of like if I do that and I go back to a job, people be like, man, he just, you know,
So you put it yourself out there, so you can't return.
right,
Yeah, because you let everybody know already, so you can't go back.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, and I did just that, and
Uh
so
huh.
you know, I think it was one of the better decisions that I made, and um, I like it. I like the fact that now I don't have to worry about
Yeah.
when my next paychecks are gonna come in.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about geez, I have to get off of work
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And the best part is I get to see my daughter grow.
Mhm.
From the time she was born until now, she can start to communicate and
Yeah.
converse with me and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's the best part.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, I mean, you laugh, and then you became one of the top producing agent at Creative Results. And here in Minnesota, and then you decided to go to Florida. So when you became a top producing agent here, why not stay here and build that? Why move to Florida?
So I'm like I said, I did okay.
Yeah,
I did okay, and it comes down to just putting in hard work.
yeah,
Um, the I got so tired of showing people houses. I got so tired of just driving all over the place.
uh-huh.
And one of my friends told me, you are the business.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get to a point where you can manage the business, right? So
yeah,
up there, and it's fine. I like that, but at the same time, it takes a lot of my time away from my family,
uh-huh.
especially now that I have a little girl too. That put a strain on me. So there's some opportunities down here that came up. So one of the main ones is vacation rentals.
Uh-huh.
Ran the numbers for how much you would make on a regular rental versus a vacation rental.
Yeah.
You make so much more money
Mm-hmm.
when doing it. So a little example is my best producing duplex, right?
Yeah.
Again, this is just a 3 bedroom each. Gets me about $2,200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a year you get about $26,000 or so, whatever the number may be,
Yeah.
and that's a duplex. It's a huge
Yeah.
duplex. It's producing really good money.
Yeah.
Versus a 3 bedroom, 2 bath here, you're probably gonna make about 40. If if you're at like the 90% percentile, you're probably making about 40, 55 or so or more, right?
On
But
one
if you're at
property.
like the, yeah, 75% or so,
Yeah.
then you're looking at about $45,000. So, um, looking at that number and looking at the returns on that, the vacation rentals has so much more upside than
So I mean I interviewed a child a while back too, and yeah, one of his properties like 60 grand for one property, right?
right.
So if you just have like three of those, you're good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you especially if you, let's say you pay them all off, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. 60 grand per property times three. That's 180. With no mortgage. I mean, that's in the best case scenario. But
Yeah.
after expenses, depending on where you are, your returns is so much more
Hmm.
versus a traditional rent.
Yeah. So you went down there to hang out with the guys, and then you just saw the opportunity with vacation rentals. Is that why you moved down there?
No, we have always talked about moving,
Uh huh.
but it was like, why wait like another year or 2 years?
Uh huh.
Why not now, right? So we just picked up and left.
Why did you? Because me, I moved. I was in San Diego, so I was in the sun like you, and then I decided to leave and come to Minnesota for with my wife and for opportunities here. So I thought there's a bunch of opportunities here already. Why did you even begin to start thinking about moving out of Minnesota?
Well, so okay, so
Yeah,
we have always talked about moving
yeah,
to Florida, um, but it wasn't until earlier this year. So at the time, um, we were fixing on a house that we are flipping,
uh huh,
and our we we just bought a house that we were living, and then my dad's house, right? So we
yeah,
had three houses, and I think in February when it snowed a lot,
yeah. It
I
was
had
really
to
bad
go.
last year.
Yeah, I had to go and shovel all three driveways. This is before I got like a snowblower, right? So I
Yeah,
did that like three times in a week,
yeah,
and so I finally went and got a snowblower, and it stopped snowing. And
yeah,
it was like, you know what? I'm tired of the snow. Forget about this. And then again, back to me not being the business, me just wanting to be managing the business.
yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, we want to be by the water. We want to move somewhere warmer.
Uh huh.
The opportunity is there. If I can do real estate here, I'll be able to do real estate elsewhere.
Yeah,
So everything just kind of like lined up. And
yeah,
they say that, and the thing is like, the window of opportunity is like right there. You can't miss it. If you
yeah.
miss it, you miss it forever. So
Oh, okay.
um, that's why we decided, hey, let's just go.
Yeah.
So we picked up and left.
So do you have family down there too, uh,
Um,
or does your wife have family? Is that why you guys went down there?
no, that was the thing, was that we didn't have any families. There were some relatives, but that my
Uh
parents
huh.
knew that were down here. But where we are to where the relatives are is about an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
So coming down here, we didn't know anybody. My dad said we have like three or four uncles that live in here,
Uh huh.
which is good. But coming down here, the thing about Florida is that people here are so welcoming.
Uh huh.
Everyone's great, everyone's nice, and we came and I just met one of my cousins the other day,
Yeah.
who just moved here, kind of like in our situation too. They
Oh,
moved
okay.
like a few months before we did,
Uh huh.
so we connected and stuff like that. But no family,
Yeah.
just us, just
Well,
friends.
I know that I grew up in San Diego, and our Hmong community down there is really small, so we're all kind of one big family down there.
Yep.
So, uh, that's great. Um, I mean, people always say that there's hurricane, there's like bad weather or wind weather or bad weather in Florida. So why? I mean, did you take that into consideration too before you go, or
No.
because when I was gonna like my story from San Diego here, right? Like all my cousins down there are like, no, you can't go to Minnesota. There's gangs up there. There's like, I mean, the snow is bad, but there's no issue. You can't leave. You can't work. You know, like there's all these bad stuff that they talk about Minnesota, and then in Florida, there's all this bad stuff they talk about Minnesota too. All these stereotypes of
Yeah.
I mean of Florida. So what are your thoughts about those? I guess those stereotypes.
Hey, you remember there was a time when the Hmong people in Laos or Thailand was trying to come up to Minnesota, United
To the
States, right?
U.S. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then you remember when the rumor was going that hey, we cho nhắn on there, you know,
yeah,
and so that prevented a lot of the old folks from coming. Like, man, I don't want to go over there just to get eaten by all these Americans, right?
yeah.
And part of that was because I think at the time there was a serial killer named Jeffrey Dahmer
Uh huh.
who was like on the news all over the place in Milwaukee, where
Yeah,
he would kill these guys and then eat them, right? So that that just got ugly, and it's kind of like uh, people just scaring people, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the thing is,
I think Chai call it fake news.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of like okay, for example, if people can survive the snow and the cold in Minnesota,
yeah,
they'll do just fine here, right? There are millions of people living here, and they do
yeah,
just fine.
yeah,
So what's the big issue, right? So
yeah.
it's kind of like that, you know. I mean, we I think hurricane season is like June until like the end of November, I believe.
Uh huh.
But if they come, they come. If a hurricane comes, we'll deal with it, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's just like up here, right? Occasionally we'll have some storms, snowstorms, and then you don't go to school or you don't go to work or something like that for that
Right.
1 or 2 days, and then you're fine. Like I know in San Diego, it doesn't rain, so when it rains, everything gets flooded, and people don't know how to drive in the rain down there. So right when it rains, you don't want to go out because people like because the thing is people don't take care of their cars, they don't maintain the car because everything is fine, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
um okay, let's talk about, can we talk about one of the deals that, or maybe run through a deal that you've done down there or going to close.
Yeah. So um, this one is actually gonna be like the house that we're gonna be living in,
Uh-huh.
but in terms of the backup strategies that I was sharing with you earlier,
Yeah.
the numbers all work, right?
Okay.
So the house that I buy, it has to fit like 3 or 4 backup plans. Like
Yeah, yeah,
otherwise, I don't buy it.
yeah.
Um,
You need to have more, at least more than one exit strategy,
exactly,
or plans. Yeah. Okay.
exactly. Um, Again, those are like, can I live in there, right?
Yeah.
One, two, can I rent it out traditionally,
Yeah.
right? Three, if I do, let's say Airbnb, will that still work?
Yeah.
Right? And then four, if I sell it, when am I gonna lose money or am I
Yeah.
gonna profit, right?
Yep.
So those are my exit strategies, and
Okay.
everything works.
Okay. So
So
what type of deal was this? A single, double, 8 unit, 50 unit?
it's just a single family, a three
Uh-huh.
bedroom, 2 bath. Now,
Uh-huh.
one thing I learned down here is that not a lot of people use their garage down here.
Uh-huh.
Majority of people either use a carport or they turn their garage into a third or fourth bedroom. Okay,
Oh, okay.
you'll see that all over the place down here. So the one that we bought is just a 3-2.
Uh,
It's updated, has hurricane windows, new roofs, and stuff like that. So a few things that you want to keep in mind is that any house that's built after 2002, then you don't have to worry about all that stuff because that's
That's
coded
cold.
to,
Yeah.
fit the current coding with hurricanes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anything prior to that, you have to have like for you get cheaper insurance and for it to be insurable, your roof has to be 20 years or less.
Mm-hmm.
The windows have to be hurricane proof.
Uh-huh.
They check your HVAC, they check your plumbing, electrical, and again the roof and stuff like that, and
Okay.
also termites too. Termites is talking to the inspectors. Is there's pretty much every house will eventually have termites, but
Uh-huh.
depending on the type of termites that you get, determines the insurability of your home.
Okay.
Also, sinkholes. I didn't know this until I think Peter and Linda shared with us about sinkholes. So thanks Peter and Linda. I know you are watching this, but
Oh,
sinkholes
they'll watch it
is
later. Yeah,
is
sick. You guys have sinkholes down there.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So
So
so how do you manage and take care of that?
you just buy insurance.
Okay.
Obviously, I mean, you buy insurance for it. It's part of your insurance packet. When you buy
Uh-huh.
homeowners insurance. But the thing about the market down here right now
Uh-huh.
is that there's a lot of supply and not enough demand. Okay, so you guys knows where I'm heading to is that
Yeah.
it's not so much a buyer's market, but at the same time, you have the advantage if you're buying, right?
Yeah.
Because the house that we bought, we were able to get like 3% of the seller concession,
Uh-huh.
a home warranty, and
Yeah.
on top of that, I get a commission out of it too, right?
Well, yeah.
As being
Yeah.
a realtor. So we we were able to buy under the listing price and stuff like that too. So um,
That's good. So how did you find this deal? Is it just a
it's just
MLS deal?
MLS deal.
Okay.
Right now, like I share a few pictures, a snapshot of my MLS app.
Uh-huh.
Before in the group, seeing all those houses up there.
Yeah.
That's basically it. It's been sitting there so on the average the days on the market here in my market,
Uh-huh.
uh, it's about 87 days, right? That sits on the market.
That's
That's almost 3
average?
months
Oh,
average.
wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Um,
it's a buyer's market.
eh,
Technically,
some people will
right?
say it that way, but it's
Yeah.
not. Here's why. Because we got so many tourists that comes down here each
Uh-huh.
year, and a lot of them, buys too, right?
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah.
that keeps the sellers market from going under. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
So it will most likely not going to be a buyer's market in any time soon. But right now we're sitting like right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's
so it's even playing field right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But because of the tourists that we get down here, it will never be a seller's market,
Yeah.
buyer's market.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because of that, right?
Yep. So how much did you buy the property for? Yeah.
A little bit over 200, but I can't disclose the final numbers yet. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's it's updated. The property is updated
Yeah.
inside and out. It's a
So that's
smaller property, but it's
so that's kind of similar pricing up here. And you
yeah,
get like the better weather. So
yeah.
that's
Well,
pretty
the one
good.
that we bought is literally like 8 minutes away from the beach.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so
Okay.
that's why we bought it for location, right? When you buy Airbnb, it's all about location.
Yeah, yeah. So,
You know,
how did you fund this deal? Like, is it just a conventional?
just a conventional 5% down.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could do it more, but it doesn't make sense for me to put down more
Yeah,
because the numbers will still work. Think about
yeah,
it this way: every time you put $10,000 more down,
yeah,
your monthly payment is only reduced by like $66, right?
yeah, yep,
So if you
yeah,
put $20,000 down, that's 110. $40,000, that's $200.
yeah,
So
yep,
your $40,000 versus saving $200 a month, it doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, yep.
So that's why I only put just 5% down for now.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make sense to you because you also could use that cash that, it's the opportunity cost, right? And you
Right.
you you have other investment avenues that you could better use that cash to get better returns. So,
Right.
uh, yeah, that's good. I know I mean, how did you negotiate this deal? Because you got some concession back, right?
Just lowball offer. That's what I did. So
Yeah,
initially we lowball like really low, right?
yeah,
Now I asked for everything within my commission.
yeah.
Uh, was probably gonna be about $30,000 like below asking
Below
price.
asking, yeah,
The net,
yeah,
And when I spoke with the seller, or the seller is the agent too.
yeah,
He was like, the seller just don't want to counter at all. They just
yeah,
reject the offer completely. So I'm like,
yeah,
oh, how about we go up $10,000, right?
yeah,
And that's when we started talking, with the same terms and everything. So
yeah,
um, that's why down here is a good time to buy, because of that, right? Because we
yeah,
we lowball it, we still got the deal.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
still got the seller concession.
yeah. Man, I gotta take a better look at those listings you sent me. I gotta take a closer look.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I just did a posting right before this. Is that a lot of folks who asked me to send listings to never
yeah,
check the email.
yeah,
Just so you know, if you don't check your email, the system will automatically deactivate you. So in
yeah,
the future, I can't, and you know this as a realtor,
yeah, yeah,
I can't send any more listings to you guys unless you guys actually have to send in an email to the system saying, hey, I want to be opt in again. You know.
yeah, yeah,
So make
yeah,
sure that if you guys are not checking those emails, go into your junk folders or whatever. Just
yeah.
make sure you activate it.
Yeah, I think it's like 45 days. If you don't check it, they kick you out.
Yeah, something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know the number of days, but yeah.
yeah. So I know you're gonna be closing the deal soon. You haven't closed it yet, but what's going to be the future outcome of this deal? Like, are you going to live in it? Do Airbnb? What's your first strategy for it?
So right now we're gonna live in because we're just staying with a friend right now.
Uh-huh.
So it's gonna be somewhere where we're gonna settle.
Are you staying
But
with your hunting buddy down there? Is that who you're staying
we're
with?
yeah, right now we're just renting from for a bit now,
Yeah.
and for the time being we're staying here. But the strategy is that so I just started doing some marketing,
Uh-huh.
and so right now I could probably buy a few more off the MLS just to get the commission.
Yeah. To
But
get the commission.
yeah, I'm just repeating what I did up there in
Yeah.
Minnesota. And
Yeah.
just doing a lot of marketing and just finding the deals that way. You
So
know,
are you So right now, are you gonna open up a creative results office down there and expand Steven's brokerage, or are you with an are you what are you doing in terms of your agent work?
right now I joined this brokerage called Dalton Wade Real
Uh
Estate
huh.
Group, which is pretty cheap. You keep 100% of your commission and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh, there is a monthly fee that you have to pay, but they're pretty. It's mainly for the folks who are already like seasoned.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they already know what to do and so on and so forth. Where you still need some support. In terms of CR, I don't know if Steven and Billy is going to come down here. I don't know yet. Um, I don't know. It's their decision. Should they come down here, then we can have a conversation later.
Yeah. 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 It'll be great if you guys could. I mean, if you could help them expand. Um.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing too, is that if they can expand, it'd be good. But at the same time, we have to do some market study. Like, okay, is there going to be like a market for a new company to come in and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Because it's already saturated out here with a lot of small firms and stuff like that.
Oh. Okay.
But depending on if they have like a niche of some sort, right?
Yeah.
So if they do that, then yeah, obviously this
You
market down here.
you guys could do an Airbnb niche for it because creative results is more than just a brokerage firm. You guys invest in a lot of stuff that's kind of unique. Or I think Stephen called it a hybrid firm.
Yeah,
So I think that's very unique. I think that might, yeah. I mean, well, who knows? We'll
yeah.
see what they
The
think.
thing about that is a lot of the brokers down here are doing that, especially
Oh,
the
they're
one by
doing
the
that too.
beach.
Yeah.
Man, you go down there and there's like a ton of them because what they do is manage they manage like these properties for these investors,
Uh huh.
right? So they're already doing that, but at the
Yeah.
same time,
Yeah.
if you're different, why not, right? If you can do
Yeah.
it better.
So what's a lesson that you learned from this deal that you're gonna be closing soon? I know you already kind of talked about a few, but any other lessons you would like us to know about it?
So buying in Florida, make sure you do your inspections. I
Mm-hmm.
would recommend it just because like when I buy my properties up there, I don't do inspection ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the in and out, or I know what to look for and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But down here, you are required to do for insurance purposes. They call
Yeah.
a 4-point inspection along with a wind mitigation system
Mm-hmm.
inspection. So you have to get those if you want to get cheap insurance. Um, and my strategy now is to be a little bit more picky
Yeah.
than I was before because I can, because the
Yeah.
market dictates that.
Yeah.
But buying is just another way. It's just the same as up there. The contracts are different. The terms and the dates and so on and so forth are a little bit different, but
Yeah.
it's basically the same. That's why it's important to understand how a transaction works, right? And it
Hmm.
goes back to becoming a real estate agent and so on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. See, it went by quick. We're already at the 50-minute mark. So,
Yeah.
can you let's ask some of the questions that some people been asking, and then we could continue back. Is that okay?
Yeah. Sure.
Hey guys, so if you guys are joining us on the live stream now, or if you guys are, I put this on YouTube on the Fang Real Estate YouTube channel. So if you guys are joining us now or later, if you want to ask questions, please leave your comments below. We're kind of done with the discussion, and so we'll go into the questioning segment of this. Um, so I will start by asking some questions that were posted a few days ago, and then if you guys have any questions now for Yeah, please leave your comments below, and then I'll ask those questions as well. Okay. Let's see. All right. David said, actually, let me start with one of your buddies up here because she's like, okay, my Vang just wants to let you know that you suck. So I think you know that. All right.
She's a hater, man.
Yeah. All right. Vang David said, Are you happy with? Are you happy, and what would you change? How about handling adversity and doubt? Uh, I guess, are you happy with your current lifestyle and state of business and finance? And if you would change anything.
What was the last thing about adversity and doubt?
How do you handle adversity and doubts?
Um, Currently, I'm happy where I'm at.
Uh
Like
huh.
I said, the biggest thing to me was having the time to spend with my kid, right?
Yeah.
But that I couldn't have done that without all the sacrifices that I made before, where I pretty much worked like 3 jobs for
Yeah.
2-3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, but I did that and it paid off.
Yeah.
In terms of adversity and doubt, that's just all up in your head right here.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's if you can overcome, it's like what. Think about it this way, right? Have you ever been to a place where it's like, man, I want to do this thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm afraid people are going to say no. Okay. And then you end up doing the thing that you want to do anyway, but nobody tells you no,
Yeah.
right? Versus where there's certain times where like, man, I don't want to do this because I'm afraid no. And then
Yeah.
you end up not doing it, right?
Yeah.
So basically, if you want to do something, do it. The best way I can sum it up is that it's better to ask for forgiveness than to
Yeah.
ask for permission.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's all
agree
up
with.
in yeah, it's all up
Yeah.
in your head. Whatever you feel like doing, just go. As long as you're not breaking the law, as long as you're not getting hurt, as long as you're not going to jail, you're fine.
Yeah. 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 I agree with that. Let's see. Chai, I think Chai's a hater too. This fake news guy. He says, do you wear a suit to bed?" Also,
I okay. So when I moved down here, I tossed out all my suits except for two.
okay. Oh, okay. So see, I asked that. I mean, I wanted to ask that question because one of the things that I mean you did really well was you dress up here, and I
Yep.
think I think that um if you dress up, you don't need permissions to do things because people automatically like say you're the person already. I think so. I think
Yeah.
appearance also counts, right? To
Yes,
to
you're
help
right.
you with your doubts and your confidence and stuff like that.
You're right. 100%.
Yeah,
Confidence and appearance plays a big role in terms of making people trust you and stuff like
yeah,
that. Especially if you're going to these deals, right? Potential deals, and you're talking to the seller,
yeah,
and you're in a nice suit, um, and you're talking professionally and dressed nice and stuff like that.
yeah,
You know, People, yeah, at first they may feel intimidated because a person in a suit, right?
Yeah.
But when you talk to them and you understand what the situation is and they see that you're being professional about it,
Yep.
it's easier for people to say yes to you.
Yeah.
And I see that with my clients. I see that with my deals and pretty much everyone else that I work with.
Yeah. Yep. So that's great. Let's see. Paying Vang as if I use a conventional loan first, could I use a FHA later in life? So
So that you should be
let's
able
see.
to. Now the thing about FHA is this, right? For you to be
Yeah.
considered a first-time home buyer, you would have to not own a home in the past like 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
so I would say go the other way first. I mean, the difference between a conventional and an FHA loan is just 1.5% more, right? I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, right.
Or
What you
if
have
your
to put
credit's
down.
good, you could actually get a 3% down. So you actually save a half a
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
yeah. So you should be able to, depending on how you structure. I don't recommend it. I would just say if you can go conventional, just go conventional all the way, because
Yeah.
conventional doesn't have as much restrictions as FHA in terms of like, oh, what if I want to like live here and go buy the new one like a few days later or a few months later and so on and so
Yeah.
forth,
Yeah.
right?
My
So
my uh-huh. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah. My only recommendation or my only thought about FHA is that it should be, if you're gonna use it on your first property and use it on 2 to 4 units, if you can. Uh, because if you buy a single first, you can't really. They don't really. It's difficult to get an FHA for a 2 to 4 units. So
Right,
that's my only thing that I would say on that.
right. And the thing about using FHA is that if you qualify for conventional, you don't need FHA, right? Or if you
Yeah.
can put down the 5%,
Yep.
you know, in terms of like if you're looking at the market in like Minnesota,
Yep.
seller will choose conventional over FHA any day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But down here, yeah, I guess you can still use FHA too. You
Yeah,
know,
one of my client, I mean, we started out with FHA, but then like he qualified for conventional. It's only like 1.5 points, and that's only like 1,500
yeah,
difference. So
yeah,
it's like, and then makes it easier, like it makes your offer stronger.
right,
So, yeah.
right, exactly, exactly.
Okay. All right. Let's see. My Li Yang said, "Who's this guy?" So I think you could do a quick intro again of your name, your full name, and what you do.
Yeah. So my name is Yia Hang.
Yeah.
I'm a real estate agent. On top of that, I buy houses, flip houses. I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Um, Used to live in Minnesota. Now I'm in Florida. Just moved here about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Um, and just enjoying the sunshine here behind me. So
All right. Let's see. Tall Lee as what was your preparation plan to leave your 9 to 5 and launch into a new career?
yeah, so I spoke about that during
Yeah.
the initial interview, but um, basically knowing that I will have more deals coming up in the
Yeah.
pipeline. Basically, what they're saying is fill up your pipeline, right?
Yeah.
I
Uh
know
huh.
that okay, if I quit now, I'll have at least $10,000 to $15,000 coming in the next month or two, right?
Uh huh.
And if I continue doing what I do now, it's gonna continue to build that pipeline. So if I continue to work load that I put in now, I'll be
Yeah.
just fine. So that's I guess you could say my preparation. I never
Yeah.
really had a plan. Some people say, hey, make sure you have like 6 months of reserves and stuff like that. Shoot, at the time, yeah, luckily I made a good amount of money, but
Yeah.
those goals all went into my paying off my car and my
Yeah.
at the time I had a motorcycle too, so
Yeah.
it paid off that, which is great because I don't have payment on that, but
Okay.
just knowing the pipeline that's in there.
Yeah, building that your funnel, your pipeline, then you already kind of know that regardless of what happens, you have potential deals coming through, right? So that's
Right,
great.
right.
Um, he asks again, did you have a mentor that helped you out during your journey? I know you talked briefly about that, but who are some of your mentors, I guess?
Yeah, so when I was doing real estate, I had a lot of connections,
Yeah.
but the two mentors that I could say that are my mentor, I would say Steven Tao
Uh-huh.
and Billy Song at
Yeah.
Creative Results.
Yeah.
It's because those guys, I even today I can still go to them and say, hey, what's up, guys? How do you do this?
Yeah.
Um, and they would come back and say, tell me what I need to do. Now, the the thing about that is, again, it, it's not just one way, right? You
Yeah.
have to provide some value to those guys too,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
So I would say, yeah, in terms of my real estate career and my investing career up until now, so
Uh-huh.
those two guys has been, a life changer for me.
Okay. And then he just has a lot of questions, so I'm breaking it
Yeah,
down.
yeah, that's
What's
great.
yeah, what's an advice that you wish you had before you get started? I mean, knowing what you know now, right? What's an advice
Yeah.
that you could give to someone?
So if you want to invest in real estate, like I always say this, go get your real estate license. Spend a
Uh-huh.
$1,000 to get the license. So now you're connected to support. You have access to the MLS, access to all the data, and then work with a firm or a group that invests in real estate. If you can't, if where you're from doesn't have a group that focus on real estate investing, then pay for these courses that will teach you how to do it. a
Yeah.
thousand dollars here, $1,000 there. Yeah, you may not be able to use everything, but an idea or two from those, you can just implement those,
Yeah.
and that's how you do it. Because I spent a lot of money outside of you know the traditional education I received
Yep. Yep.
on these courses and stuff like that
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get an idea or two out of it.
Yep. And yeah, like you said, join join a group that invests if you want to invest, right?
Right,
And then join groups like this among Facebook group that try put together for us, and there's a lot of information out there.
right,
So reach out to people, and like what you said earlier about Steve and Billy too. Yeah, they're your mentor, but you need to add value to them too. So find a way to add value to people that you want to mentor you, and they'll help you
right,
along the way. Um,
right.
all right, so that's good. Jess asks, oh wait, that question's fine. Payne Low said, "Tell me everything. I want to know. I want to be like you. So just keep following. Yeah, if you want to be like him. Um, let me see. What motivated to take a leap? I think we asked that questions already. All right. I'm gonna go to the live feed because I think there's a few questions on there. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see if this still works. Yang Linda says, "Great job, yeah, and Amy." So Amy's your wife. Just
Yep.
so people know. Yeah. Let's see. Shuo Wuli says you guys are inspiration. David, you know this guy. David Yang says, "Is this still live or am I watching replay?" No, David, we're still live. Let's see. Um, Key Vang says how. Oh, okay. Key Vang says how differently are the real estate tests between Minnesota and Florida?
It's different. Each state has their own laws,
Uh
right?
huh.
But it's the courses down here, I think it's only like 60 hours
Yeah.
versus 90 hours, or 66 hours or something like that versus 90 hours. But they still talk about leaps and bounds. They still talk about the fee simple absolute and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So some things remain. It's just little minor things that you have to be aware of. Like down here, really, like it's more like a buyer's beware state
Uh huh.
when buying, right? So if a seller, because in Minnesota, if a seller never lived with the property, they just do a seller alternative,
Uh huh.
right? From what I learned down here is that if seller never lived at a property or don't know anything about the material facts, then they just say, "Oh,
I don't
we
know.
never lived there." They
Yeah.
don't have to fill out anything.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. So then,
little things like that.
yeah. So it's easier to sell in a
It
way.
is. Seems like it, but at the same time, the market is not there.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll sit on the market for about 3-4 months before it sells.
Yeah. All right.
And you're constantly dropping the prices.
Okay. So Kevin said, ask again. How often do you go hunting with Sai?
So we hunt for elk, right? So
Oh,
every year we go to Montana and
yeah. I think you're. Let me see. I think there's wind or something like that. Instead of,
can you hear me okay? So
uh,
we each year we'll do like elk hunting. Can you hear me okay now?
yeah, yeah. You're better now. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so just like once a year. This year we went twice,
Uh huh.
but that depends. It's just
Yeah.
elk during elk season in Montana.
Did your dad go with you too? I know your dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a place. He has a place over there in Montana, so that's
Oh.
initially how I was able to go out there.
Oh. Okay. Let me see. Ty Vang. Can you maybe just let us know what the let me see. He said, can you break down the Airbnb ROI? So just let us know generally what would be sort of the return on investment for Airbnb.
That well, it depends on what you buy at, right?
Uh huh.
So if you buy at and put 20% down, you know, so for example, I could give you some rough numbers.
Yeah, yeah. Just yeah.
Like so for example, if you buy in Disney area, the houses up there, for a 5-6 bedroom, if you buy in like specifically Windsor Hills,
Uh
you're
huh.
looking at about 350 or higher, right?
Uh huh.
If you put 20% down, I know that 20% down at 350, you're looking at about maybe like $75,000.
Yeah.
I think if my math is right. Um, and then you're gonna get, this is just using rough numbers from
Yeah, yeah. Rough
nice
numbers.
numbers.
Yeah.
If he makes like 60-65 grand, that's pretty good,
Yeah. That's
right?
like 190% return.
Yeah. So, but at the same time too, again, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
For me personally, I look for cash flow.
Yeah.
So if if my cash flow is like 1,000, 2,000, maybe $3,000 a month, and my return is like 5%,
Yeah.
you know, if that works out for me, then I'm fine with that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing is looking at my numbers or the numbers in my area.
Uh huh.
Um, for a 3-2, you're looking at anywhere between 35 to $45,000 in between there.
Yeah.
You're If you put like 10, 15 grand down, obviously you're gonna make a lot more than if you're netting, right?
Mm.
You're probably net about $15,000 to $20,000, depending on if you manage everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your return is gonna be about 45 to 50%.
Yep.
You
That's still
know,
good.
yeah, but that's assuming that you only put like 5% down.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you put 20% down, you're looking at about 15-20% return
Yeah.
on your investments and stuff like that. So
Yep.
um, it depends. It depends on the numbers. It's because each market is different.
Yeah.
You have to understand like the different type of uh, renters that comes down. Like if you're looking at my area by the beach, you have more like the snowbirds that come down.
Uh huh.
For folks at Disney,
It's kind of
you have
year round.
all over the place. All
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So here you have seasons, whereas in Disney it's all year round.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you will still have some short, uh, some dry months and so on and so
Yeah.
forth.
Well, I mean, I'm coming down there in a few weeks to learn more Airbnb from you guys, and so
Yep.
I know that I was trying to book a place for a buddy and us, and it was still kind of tough to find a place. Well, because we're gonna
Yeah.
be there for 6 days, so
Well, see that here's the thing too is that right now I'm still in the process of getting the Airbnb stuff up and running. So
uh huh,
in terms of the actual numbers, I don't have those concrete. That's why
yeah,
someone like Chai or Brian would be the people that would talk to.
yeah,
And some people who don't know about it, this is just to plug in their seminar.
yep,
Is that for I think like $500, you
yeah,
get on top of it, you get like information about assisted living too.
yep,
That's
yep,
where the big money is. um, you know, they will be able to give you guys the numbers and stuff
yeah.
like that. But
I
again,
mean,
that's
you
why I'm
you
coming down. That's why I'm down here
yeah,
because of that, right?
yeah. I mean, you'll be there the seminar, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll do the paperwork and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and check people in and so on and so
yeah.
forth. So
So if you guys want to network and ask Yia more questions, then you need to go down there to Florida, and he'll convince you to move down.
well, see, the thing is, like, if you get a seminar,
Yeah,
uh, you get 2 tickets to both days, right? You tour the facilities and the
yeah,
properties,
yeah,
and then you get the seminar itself. And then on top of that, you get a ticket to the boat cruise.
yeah,
Now, this is where all the Sai's gonna be. This is where Chai and
yeah,
Brian and all the Florida guys gonna be at too. So
yeah,
you come down here, just basically again, come down and hang out. It's the best way is just to. This is the best time to pick
yeah.
their brains, I guess.
Yep, yep, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, and I'll be there too. So if you guys
Yeah.
have want to hang out with me, I'm also kind of cool, maybe. So I'm not, but my wife and I will be there, and I have a couple of friends that that will be flying down that has done a bunch of stuff too. So they'll be there.
That's
You guys need
awesome.
to come down and network. Get to know
Yep.
these guys are doing great in the real estate space, and get to know them. Let me see. What is one of the biggest mistake that or Joe Vang asked? What is one of the biggest mistake that you made, and how did you recover from it? Yeah, don't make mistakes, Joe.
Yeah, just like Chuck Norris, right?
Yeah.
you know, um, I would say the biggest mistake is to there's a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's one or the other, but the one thing that I would say is to wait too long and not take action, because the amount of time that you wait versus the amount of time and effort you put into um, doing something, right,
Uh-huh.
or making things happen,
Yeah.
is requires the same amount of mindset or same amount of energy.
Yep.
you know so not being able to, like, because like you two, you did it
Yeah.
for 8 years.
Yeah, I
I did
waited. I
uh,
waited for 8 years. That was one of my biggest mistakes.
I waited 12 years
Uh-huh.
to did
Yeah.
anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thinking back, see, I missed the whole crash, right? I
Yeah.
missed
Yeah.
the crash. That's when everything is. And funny thing was, I started in 2000. I started in 2000, maybe like 3 or 4, reading
Uh-huh.
about the books and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything until like 2015.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say if you were to go back, you know, not taking action was my biggest mistake.
Yeah, that was mine too. And at that time, I had a mentor. He was willing to like provide me all this stuff. It was my cousin Zach,
Oh,
um, and because he wanted to help the family out, right? So
oh
he was
yeah,
already
yeah.
offering like, here, like I done this. I made a bunch of money. Come, I'll help you. And I didn't take it. So it was yeah, it was yeah. Don't wait. Just get started.
Yep.
Um, let's see. Uh, Nali asks, I'm interested in Airbnb business, but I don't want to live there. Is it still possible to own properties in Florida, even if you don't live there? You should just tell her to move down. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't have to move down.
Uh huh.
You don't have to move down. The only thing is that your returns is not going to be as good
Uh huh.
unless you find like a killer deal, right?
Yeah.
Um, because you got to think about Airbnb as a hotel business,
Uh huh. Yep.
and you need someone to manage it for you, and because you need people to clean it, you need people to respond to all this and all that, right?
Yep.
The reason I moved down here is because I want to learn the business, and
Yep.
cut the learning curve, right? And
Yeah.
then I can scale up.
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing Airbnb long distance,
Uh
so
huh.
yeah, it's just a matter of making contact with people that on the ground,
Uh huh.
and just having a network of people, right?
Yeah.
Who are you gonna call if your water heater stops working? Who are you gonna call if your HVAC or your AC stop working? Because
Yeah.
down here it's all about AC, you know.
Yeah.
Um, who you're gonna call if someone, your shower breaks or your toilet stop leaking.
Uh-huh.
That's where, a management company is gonna be able to help you with that. But at
Yep.
the same time too, if you have the connection, then you can just call that person to come do it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I mean, network, get to know the people that are down on the space that the market that you want to invest, right? And that's how, either partner or have them on your call sheet so that, if you have issues, they can help you resolve those issues. So
right.
that's good. We went way over time already, yeah. So I don't want to keep you too long. I think those are mainly the questions that people had. If you guys have more questions, go ahead, leave them below, and then or if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and write your question, and I'll send those to you to reply, or I'll answer those questions. So I think we're towards
Sounds
the
good.
end already. Yeah. Let me ask some maybe some more personal questions, and then we'll kind of leave it and close out. Is that good?
Okay, sure.
And so, what else do you do other than real estate?
Jeez. Right now, if you
Yeah,
tell me right now, probably
yeah.
just sitting around. But um, I like to swim because
Uh
I
huh.
I did the I do a lot of I did a lot of triathlon stuff, right?
Uh huh.
So right now I like to, especially with the beach there too. I like to
Yeah.
go swim. I would run and stuff like that. I left my bike in Minnesota, so I can't bike,
Uh huh.
but I swim.
How how's the water behind you like? Because here in Minnesota, you can't really just jump in. So it's that.
It's
It's that.
I think it's a little bit cooler again for Florida people. Cold, right?
Uh huh.
That's why when it's winter up there or in Canada, you
Yeah.
see all these snowbirds or these tourists come in and they
Yeah.
go into the water. You rarely see the locals go in the water,
Uh huh.
right? Unless it's
Yeah.
you're doing it for like a training or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, now we have wetsuits. We just go in the water and swim.
Yeah.
But yeah, the water is a little bit chilly.
Oh,
In terms of what else that I do, right now we're still exploring.
mm-hmm.
Um, I I like to fish now. I could say that because I never really liked to fish, but down here there's so many fish out there. It's not like you're limited to just the bass and walleye and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and because it's the whole ocean. If you
Yeah.
find a good spot, you'll always get it.
So
So
the ocean's bigger than 10,000 lakes.
oh, for sure, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
and it's like once you have the fresh like meat, you
Yeah.
will never go back to those frozen you know fish fillets and stuff like that ever again.
Actually, how's the food down there? Have you gone out and explored the local foods and stuff since you've been there?
uh Honestly, the best to me still are the food trucks, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah,
All the other restaurants and stuff, it's kind of like bland. They're all over the place. I like to go places and try out food.
yeah.
uh the biggest thing that I always do is food trucks
Food truck.
and
Yeah,
barbecue places, right?
yeah,
So yeah, food trucks are much better because then you have like different flavors.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, everything else here, because we're in a smaller city,
Uh-huh.
it's not much going on here. You have to go
Uh,
to like Tampa or St. Pete and stuff like that.
yeah. So how far away from Tampa to get to like the center of Tampa?
It's about 45 minutes
Oh.
or so because we have to go and cross the bridge up to
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah,
So
that's still in like the local area. That's how it is in San Diego. It's like an hour and a half drive. It's sort of
yeah,
still local. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What are some books that you recommend, and what's your takeaway from? I know you read and listen to a lot of books, so
So here's my take on
to
books,
get
right?
people started, yeah, yeah,
If the thing is, a lot of people listen to a ton of books and do nothing.
yeah,
If you only listen to one book and do everything in that book, then you just need one book.
yeah,
Right? That's
yeah,
just my take on that. So some of the books I read are, Grant Cardone's 10X.
yeah,
That's really what got me producing a lot.
uh-huh, yeah,
Um, the other book is I this is more about like negotiating and understanding how people think and stuff like that. It's
yeah,
called Never Split the Difference.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah, so that's a good book. If you read that, I'll say read it like 3 times to understand it. That's a
Yeah.
good book.
I actually use that to use some of those strategies to talk to my wife better or communicate with her better. So for
Did,
reals.
did he say not to use that on your wife?
No, I mean I wanted to better our relationship, right? So
Yeah,
it's for a good cause.
it's good, right? It's a
Yeah,
different way of seeing things, you know. And,
yeah,
and
yeah,
after reading a
exactly.
book, you understand how people think. I use that a lot on, all my negotiations and stuff.
Yeah,
Granted, it comes with experience, comes with like, you know, saying all the wrong things and then correcting yourself and then
yeah,
seeing all the different results. But at the same time, you add that into it,
yeah,
it helps.
yeah, for sure. All right. Any last tips you could leave us with? For people starting out or people that are afraid to make big moves to better their lives, because that's what you've been doing, making these, even moving in different locations to kind of build what you want. So, any tips you have on that?
Yeah. So this, I actually got this from my friend.
Uh huh.
Um, is you know, and I believe it too. Is that a lot of people won't move
Uh
from
huh.
Michigan or from Minnesota to Florida because they'll have the same answer, right? Oh, I can't move because all my friends and family are here.
Yeah.
You're basically living for those people, right? If you want to go somewhere else, just go.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you ask 10 people, about 9 people will say the same thing. Oh, I can't move because my job is here, everybody's here, my
Yeah.
family's here, right?
Yeah.
Same with that. That was my question. It was like, hey, I can't move to Florida because my wife's family's here and all my like, why are you
Yeah.
living for them? You know?
So move
Do
and
your
live
own
for
thing.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's good. Uh, yeah. So if people, I mean, we're towards the end already. So if people want to get a hold of you, how do they reach out to you, or they want to get to know more about you and what you're doing down in Florida? How do they reach out to you?
Just I have a Facebook page that
Uh,
you can reach out to me. You can go to my website yiahang.com
uh-huh.
and then reach out to me that way too. Um, or I'm on Facebook a lot,
Yeah.
so I have a Facebook business page that you can go there and call me. My phone number is on there too.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Um, so yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to just shoot me a message,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
and then I can answer it the best I can.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thanks for being on the show, taking your Sunday uh, uh, afternoon to hang out and share all your experience and everything like that with us, the Hmong community, and anybody else that watches on
Yeah,
YouTube and
thanks for having
Facebook.
me, man.
Yeah,
We're just gonna go to the beach after this. So.
that's cool. I have to go fix one of my duplex, so it's just a door that came off.
Oh, don't you have a handyman for that?
He went to Florida, so they take it. Oh no, not Florida. He went to California. And so
Oh,
for family stuff and things like
oh,
that.
that's awesome.
But yeah, with that, I'll see you on the 18th.
Yeah, I'll see you in
All
two
right?
weeks, man.
Yeah, so
All right,
it'd be good to meet you, your wife, and your daughter, and everybody else that's there. My wife will be
sounds good.
coming too, so we'll hang
Oh,
out
that's
and
awesome.
grab food or something.
All right, dude.
Yeah,
We'll talk to you soon.
yeah. All right. Thanks a lot.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'll talk to you
thanks.
later.
Bye,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, later.